Hello students, this video will help you to understand the calculation of underwriter's liability. Now before this, you have to understand the concept of underwriting. So please watch my previous video on Introduction to Underwriting where I had explained the role that the underwriter plays in the public issue of shares and debentures, and also the concept of underwriting with the different kinds of underwriting. Now, to understand the determination, I have taken here the case of open underwriting and full underwriting, and when it is underwritten by a single underwriter, and then also when it is done by two or more underwriters. Now, before we take up the determination of underwriter's liability, first we need to know what this liability is. Now, in the context of underwriting, when we say liability, it is the responsibility. So, who has taken the responsibility and what kind of responsibility is this? Yes, of course, the responsibility is taken up by the underwriter. The responsibility of the underwriter here is to subscribe to the shares which have not been subscribed by the public. That is, out of the total issued shares, if a part of it remains unsold, okay, then the underwriter, as per the underwriting agreement, he will be asked to take up those shares. So underwriter's responsibility, yes, what is it? It is you need to determine the number of shares to be purchased by the underwriter. Now we have a case here, okay, this is a very simple calculation. See, the company has issued 10,000 shares to the public. So you have to determine the underwriter's liability. I have taken the three different possibilities, the three different situations. In the first situation, take that the public has subscribed to 8,000 shares. So what is the liability of the underwriter? Nothing but how many shares will have to be purchased by the underwriter. It is 10,000, yes, minus 8,000. So 2,000 will have to be purchased by the underwriter, and that is the underwriter's liability. Now next case is 10,000. If the public subscribes to 7,000, then what is his liability? Yes, he will have to take up 3,000 shares because 3,000 have remained unsold. Okay. Now, what if all the shares are sold to the public, or the public has applied for 10,000 shares? Then his liability is zero. So, pure underwriting is known as conditional underwriting in the sense he will be asked to take up only if the public does not subscribe to all the shares. Okay. So, whatever that has remained unsold, that will be his liability. Okay. So many shares he will be asked to take up. So, this is the way in which we calculate. First, you need to start with the gross liability of the underwriter. Then, if the public has applied, okay, then to that extent, his liability will reduce. So, you have to deduct it, the subtraction, and then what remains, that is the liability of the underwriter. Understand that, okay, he will have to purchase those shares. So you are just calculating the number of shares to be purchased by the underwriter. Now we have a problem here. X Limited has issued 1 lakh shares. The face value of the share is 10, but it is issued at a premium. So the issue price is 12. Now the whole issue was underwritten by Blue Star at an agreed commission of 5%. Okay, now the applications were received for only 80,000. So you understand that here we have a under subscription of shares. So determine the liability and the underwriting commission. Okay, so this is a very simple problem. And how do we do that? First, to determine the underwriter's liability, we have to start with the gross liability. Yes, and from there, okay, you need to deduct the total applications that you have received. So 80,000 is the applications. So how many shares, okay, the underwriter will have to take up? How many shares the underwriter has to purchase? It is 1 lakh minus 80,000, that gives you 20,000. Now he gives one important service, okay, that is giving a guarantee. So for that he is entitled to get a commission. Now how do we calculate? It is done at a specified rate on the issue price. Understand that it is on the issue price on the whole of a share or a debentures underwritten. So we have all the information in the problem. So let us calculate this. Value of the shares underwritten. He has underwritten the entire issue. So he has underwritten 1 lakh shares. What is the issue price? It is 12. So that gives you 12 lakh is the value of the shares. So if you have to calculate the commission, it has to be done on this 12 lakh. So we have it here. 5% is the rate of commission, and when it is applied on 12 lakh, you will get 60,000. So the company will have to pay him 60,000 commission. So each and every word specified rate, understand that it is on the issue price, and you need to take the number of shares that he has underwritten. Now one thing that you have to note here is he ultimately, he will be asked to take up only 20,000 shares. But when the commission is paid, commission will be paid on all the shares that he has underwritten. Okay, initially the agreement was, the guarantee was given for 1 lakh shares, right? So you have to calculate the commission on his gross liability, that is 1 lakh, okay, not on the shares that he has to take up, 20,000. Now next thing, what if we have 2 or more underwriters, okay, in the underwriting agreement? Now in the case of 2 or more underwriter, first we have to understand the marked and unmarked applications. Now when the applications are given, some of the applications will be given with the help of the underwriter. That is, the underwriter gives those applications and he will try to convince the public to apply. So those applications will have an official stamp of the underwriter. Okay, because it has gone through the underwriter to the public. So the public will give the application to the underwriter, then it goes to the company. So those applications are taken as marked applications, and if the public gives directly the applications to the company, then it is unmarked applications. So this will help you to understand here. Public gives applications directly to the company, those are considered as unmarked applications. And if it has come through the underwriter, okay, they give it to underwriter and then it comes to the company, then it is a marked applications. Now we have a problem here to understand the calculation of underwriter's liability in the case of 2 or more underwriter. X Limited issued 2 lakh shares. The whole issue was underwritten by A, B and C. Now this will help you to calculate the gross liability. Now just add it, 50%, 30% and 20%. That gives you 100%. It means that the entire issue has been underwritten. Okay, so it is a case of full underwriting. Now applications for 1,60,000 shares were received in all, the total applications received, out of which applications for 45,000 were marked in favor of A, 30,000 for B and 25,000 for C. So they have given you information about marked applications. Then you have to determine the liability of each underwriter. Now before determining the liability, first we have to divide this total applications into marked and unmarked applications. So how do we do that? Now total applications consist of 2 different kinds of applications, unmarked and marked. So if you have information about marked, you can easily calculate unmarked. Yes. So the total applications given in the problem is 1,60,000. And we have, this is also very important information, we have a marked applications. Add it, you'll get 1 lakh. So how do we calculate unmarked? It is total applications minus the marked applications will give you unmarked applications. So that is what I have done here. Total applications minus the marked applications, that gives you unmarked applications. Now the procedure for determining the underwriter's liability. Okay, now when we have 2 or more underwriters, okay, you have to determine the liability of each underwriter. Okay, so First, the basic thing, even here it is same. That is what we do is we have to take the number of shares issued to the public. From that, we have to deduct the total applications 1,60,000, and then we will get the 40,000. This is what has to be taken up by the underwriter. So our total underwriter's liability is 40,000. But one thing that you have to note here is we have three different underwriters here, right? So we have to ascertain how many shares will have to be taken by each underwriter. Out of total 40,000, this will have to be taken up by all the underwriters, right? So how many of it will have to be taken by A, B and C? That is what we need to determine here. Okay. So in the case of a single underwriter, he will have to take up all these shares. But if we have two or more underwriter, okay, this 40,000 will have to be taken up by three underwriters. So what we are determining is liability of each underwriter. Yes, to understand the determination of each underwriter's liability, we have here one table wherein we have to have a column for each underwriter A, B and C. Then we can have a total column. Now, from the gross liability, we have to deduct all the applications, both unmarked and marked applications. Okay, so even here we have done it, total applications, unmarked and marked. Okay, that is 1,60,000, and then we can get the underwriter's liability. So that is what we have here in the table. Both unmarked and marked applications will have to be deducted. Now I will explain the procedure. First, take the gross liability. Now gross liability is not given, we can calculate it. It is out of the total issue, 50% is underwritten by A. So gross liability will be, it is 2 lakh into 50%. So his liability will be 1 lakh, and B will have a gross liability of 2 lakh into 30%. So that gives you 60,000. And what about C? That is the remaining shares, which is 2 lakh into his liability is 20% gross liability. Yes. So when you add this, you should get this total. Okay. Now, unmarked applications will have to be deducted. But how do you allocate that among the three underwriters? So always it is done by taking the ratio of gross liability. Okay. So we have a total of 60,000 unmarked applications. Okay. The benefit will be given to all the underwriters. So they will get a credit for unmarked applications which are directly received by the company. Okay, the company has received it, so all the underwriters should get the benefit of it. So how much it to be given to A? It is 60,000 into his gross liability is 50%. In that ratio we have to divide it. Okay, so it is 30,000. It is 5:3:2. Okay, so next case we have a 60,000 into, we have to take 30%. So that gives you 18,000. And the next one, we have 60,000 into, it is 20%, right? Yes. So we get 12,000. When you add this, you should get 60,000. Now next is, this 70,000 is, we have to deduct 1 lakh minus 30,000 gives you 70,000. Okay, and we have to do the similar calculation for B and C. Now next thing is, all the applications will have to be deducted, marked also to be deducted. Marked is, we have it in the problem as it is. Okay, how they have given, we have to take it. That is, marked is 45,000, 30,000 and 25,000. So I have taken it here. Okay, we do not have to allocate it in a ratio, but as it is. Okay, how we have to take 45,000, 30,000 and 25,000, and total is 1 lakh. Now you will be able to determine the liability of each underwriter, which is equal to this 70,000 minus the 45,000. So that gives you 25,000. Yes, and we have to do the a calculation for B and C. Okay, and then here also we have to do the calculation for all the underwriters and the total column also. Okay, and then this also we have to do it for the total. Okay, now what do we understand? Okay, here 40,000 shares have remained unsold. The public has not taken up these shares. So in the beginning itself I have told you that this is the liability of all the underwriter, but this table has helped you to calculate the liability of each underwriter. Out of 40,000, how much to be taken by A? It is 25,000, and we have 40,000. Okay, in that 12,000 will have to be taken by B, and C will have to take up 3,000. Okay, so this is how we calculate the underwriter's liability in the case of open, that is pure underwriting, and also the full underwriting agreement. Thank you.